Hello everyone and welcome back to another Nerd YouTube video. So today is episode number 30 of the Betrayal. Got the big 3-0 now. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like my channel is getting a series to an episode number this high. Yeah. It's the start of another new season today. Pretty sure our 5th in charge of Sheffield United. Wait, check this. One, two, three, four. Oh. It's our 4th season in charge. I think. I'm not really sure, to be honest. That seems right. Though. So, the first thing I thought I would point out, we qualified for the Europa League. I don't know what happened either. I thought we qualified for the Europa League too. We lost the FA Cup final, so didn't qualify for the Europa League that way. I'm not actually sure how we qualified, but yeah. So we're playing in the Europa League this season. This is quite exciting. The board expectation is for us to get to the second knockout round. Okay, so the new season, so we've done transfers. Okay, so we'll start with the outs. Move. This is a slow way to do it, but I suppose it does the job. Yeah, I'll go here for now. Now let's move the old way. Sorry, I'm in the bottom left corner now. So a lot of outs. We made 68 million. So first we sold James Garner. He just wasn't the player I thought he would be. So we got 8 million for him. Sold Lucas Robertone for 6 million to Ibar. I just never really got anything out of him, I feel like. One of my first big signings as manager, Volodymyr Sheplev. Well, we loaned him out a few times in previous seasons, but I decided it was time to let him go. I sold him to Union Berlin, loaned John Proud out to Swansea, loaned Florentin Viguia to Nice. He actually did really well on loan last season, so it was in the French second tier. I think he was the league's top scorer, so we'll see how he does in the top flight of France. We sold Valentin Bajoa to FC Cologne. Apparently he's already wanted. Yeah, he was alright for us. I just never really found him particularly amazing. We sold Sam Hughes to Bournemouth. He was a youngster who never seemed particularly good, so to get as much as we did for him, pretty good. We loaned Joe Rodon to Bournemouth for a lot of money. I don't know. Yeah, so 82k per week, all his wages, and they're also paying me 120k a month on top of that. So we're going to make $1 million in fees from them. Of course, he was signed last season by the incoming new owners, but I never rated him. Johnny Dunn's gone on my project PA. I don't think he's particularly important. No. Liam Henry sold to Blackburn. Could have maybe had decent potential, but we sold Zaidu Yusuf to Leeds. He was our backup right winger. Well, he was our backup right winger last season, but he became our third choice right winger, and so he rarely got games. Yeah, so well, it just makes sense to move him on. And lastly, we sold Sandro to Real Sociedad. Now, he did have quite a good season for us, I feel. Oh well, he managed to only start once and come off the bench 27 times. So he did garner a reputation as a super sub, but I will explain this a bit more later. I didn't feel like we needed to keep him around, and so I thought I'd move him on for his own good. We also made a little profit off him. So now for the ins. I said, let's move it back. For the ins, I said that I didn't reckon we could get Torresy back on loan for another season, and I was right to say that. But nobody said I couldn't buy him, and managed to have an offer of 30 million accepted for him. He's missing the start of the season, which is lovely. Now, this was a pretty good signing. We got Brandon Corte in for 3.9 million from 4.9 million from Boca Juniors. You can see he's a phenomenal striker. Yeah, and it's an even more important line when I point out something which I will point out in a bit. Got in Paulo Pinto from Braga. He fills the void that I felt we had at right back incredibly well, because we had John Sutar and Giovanni Di Lorenzo, but neither of them were phenomenal by any means. We got in Gianluca Diaz from Zebra. They're actually Juventus. He's a very good centre back as well. I mean, I reckon a lot of these players that are brought in, it wouldn't have been possible if we weren't in the Europa League. We got in Roger De Niro from Inter. I felt like we needed to get another centre mid in, and seems like the man. He's going to start in under 23s. He's got very good potential, as you can see. Lastly, this was, I guess you could say, a panic signing in a way. I got in Harvey Elliott on loan from Liverpool. Thing is, in squad registration, under 21 players classed as homegrown in this country don't take up a registration spot, so I thought it would be a good idea to get him in just as backup. We have a difficult start to the season away to Chelsea, who I believe I'm right in saying are the one team that I have never beaten on this save. There's a way to view head to head there, past meetings. Never beaten them, see? Okay, these two were not to do with me. Of course, that was probably our first amazing game, I feel like. So we've had a lot of close games against them. We've just never managed to beat them. So yeah, very important reason that I was talking about before. Last season's Golden Boot winner for us, Andre Pinamonti, ruled out for the start of the season, 2 to 3 months out with a fractured lower leg. It's incredibly frustrating. Yeah. I need to name another substitute. We have Sutar. We don't have a winger, so I guess Harvey Elliott can come on to the bench. Yeah, Gianluca Diaz. This is the start because he's on international duty. It's taken us a while to get into the game. It might just be a one-game episode to start the season. Okay, yeah. Reminder, our competition expectations are to reach the second knockout round of the Europa League, so last 16, top half of the Premier League, 5th round in the FA Cup, 4th round in the Carabao Cup. There's something of Chris Wilder as manager of Porto. It's something hard to imagine. Something you may have noticed is we have a lot budget just still available. It's because I just didn't fancy spending it, because look at our financial situation, not much money. So I didn't want to put ourselves into debt just to buy players. Yeah. I think I'll wait until January and hopefully we have more money by then from playing in Europe and things like that. All home wins so far. Let's end that trend. Poetry. So this is the team that we'll be going with. Bruno Larson is unhappy because I blocked his transfer. It was because I was initially trying to sell him, but then I changed my mind. I just want to check something. Alenia is good there. Sal would want to be central in a 3-man grouping, but that's something we don't do. So I guess going into this winger number, you can suppose 13 can be a winger number. Yeah, the good thing about Harvey Elliott is he has some good versatility. Like Tal Magno, actually. Yeah. So, in the 2 debutants today, and brought in Tony to the bench. You might remember him from a few seasons ago. I tried to really push him into the first team. It just sort of never worked out in the way that I hoped it would. He did score some goals, but I felt he needed to drop down to the under-23s to get a bit more experience first. Okay. Let's take it off extended highlights. And I will change this. Although Chelsea already on the Ampadu will be back though. Morato, Sal, Morato, Alenia, Ampadu. Wrong. It's coming back. Bovan, Kovacic, Sancho, Kovacic, Miranda, gets the cross in. Vinicius Jr. with the header, some save from Jack Butland. I did look at trying to buy a new keeper in the summer, but no one took my fancy, to be honest. I think Butland is still good for a few more years, but I think maybe we need to get someone new in. Guedes, it's saved. Vinicius Jr. keeps it alive. Guedes, it's blocked. Morato clears. Mr. Manic. Chelsea enjoying the better of the starts, you would say. Pavlenka with the kick. Brun Larsen intercepts. Corte. Back to Brun Larsen. Makes the tackle. Pavlenka. Our former Loney James. Back to Pavlenka. Plays it long. Pinto heads it away. Yeah. Back to Pinto. Lead for Tomori heads it away. Sancho. Miranda. Fabian. Sancho. He's coming forward here with a chance. Not a very good shot from Jadon Sancho. It has to be said. Brun Larsen. Sancho intercepts. Brun Larsen not having a very good game today. One thing I thought I'd point out with Brandon Corte, when I brought him in, my plan was to retrain him as an attacking midfielder because I felt like he could play that role. But with Pinamonti's injury, I'm not rushing into that one now. James has the throw. Kovacic back to James with the crossing. Guedes hit the post. Get it behind. Noticing a little like Maybe that's why I'm putting it a higher setting. Wondering why this has been going on for quite some time. Again, there's a ball in Marato yesterday. Vinicius Jr. It's blocked. Heading in at half time. Goals. Remind them about revenge. Magno. He might not last too long, but I don't know. I don't know who we can bring on in his place. I suppose we could move Uva out. They will play Tony in behind. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Pinto for Alenia. Sancho is back. Having a very good game today, Sancho, I'm noticing. He's in here, plays it off, Kovacic with a chance. Butland to the rescue again. Gomez corner, and Blue heads it away. Parafan gets the cross in, Vinicius Jr. with the header, but it goes over. Also, I never pointed out, our prediction in the season preview is going to finish 9th. So, we're the 3rd best team outside of the top 6, apparently. We'll see what happens with that. So, of course, personally, I'm not expecting to finish as high this season as we did last season, because I'm sure Chelsea and Tottenham will be back on top of their games. We're on the counter attack here. So Pinto, Alenia, Tony, Ampadu, Marato, all the way back to Butland. Ampadu, Butland, out to Pinto. Header is intercepted by Sancho. Vinicius Jr. now, Chelsea chance. Butland keeps it out and Ampadu clears it away. We are living dangerously. I'm going to drop the line of engagement now. Kovacic with the corner, James with the header. It goes wide. Drew Lawson has not had a good day today, so Harvey Elliott can come on in his place. Kovacic out to James, gets the cross in, but he was offside, so nothing comes. Holding on quite nicely. Sal, crossing, James volleys it clear. Pinto into Alenia, who fires it in to give us the lead at Stamford Bridge. Haven't had a shot on target yet. First shot on target. Are we FMing Chelsea? Probably. Oh, no. Did have a shot on target. Sancho with the ball in, Fabian Guedes puts it in. It took us scoring for Chelsea to finally turn it on, but it's 1-1 again. Pinto low in condition, so going to drop Suter and Angelino back a bit. Random throw. Kante. Keane. Kante. Shot. It goes wide. Nearly there. Final whistle goes, and I'm sure he'll agree with me. That is a very good opening day point. Away to Chelsea. They were the much better team, but we hung on in there, and it's a 1-1 draw. Be like decent start to our season. No debut goal from Corte, but I'm sure he'll come good given time. Daisy cutter did that, just saying. Thought that was a cricket term. What do I know? Right. Well, Pinamonti, he finished the tournament injured, and he had been injured for us for quite a while, but he's still won third in the Olympic Games, the top scorer. Very interesting. He even got in the dream team. Watford against Man United, 3-1 win for United. Leicester against Tottenham. Two very similar sides. Tottenham win 1-0. Troy Parrott with the goal. Can I do Gabriella from High School Musical? Try. Right now I can hardly breathe. Yeah. At least it descended into High School Musical this time, not Hannah Montana. Yeah. You're even getting me singing on video now. What more could you ask for in life? Just one game left. One Newcastle to play. Kelly coming in, under 23, skilled coach. Oh, yeah, this because he is someone quite important. He's an icon at Sheffield United, as well as Phil Jagielka, but trying to find a place for him is a bit harder. Yeah. So I thought, bring Alan Kelly in. He's an icon here. I don't know anything about it, honestly. So 2 to 3 days out injured. Sancho just show up as having moved? Yeah. Right. Everyone make official _ Rowley Boy aware of this. Sancho no longer plays for Chelsea. I see you, Ralph. Bournemouth away to Newcastle. 6-1. 6-1. 6-1. 6-1. 6-1. It wasn't the Leicester winning 9-0 away to Southampton earlier this season in pre-COVID world. I would think this was a remarkable away win, because the biggest away win that I was familiar with that happened in my own lifetime. I didn't follow football when it happened, but Man City 6-1 win at Old Trafford, seen it many times. Valentine's like, why always me? Of course, the biggest away win, other than Leicester's at Southampton, was Man United's 8-1 win at Nottingham Forest. I think I'm right in saying that's the game where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came off the bench and scored 4 goals. Which is the most I've ever known a player to score away from home. Although, when I'm recording this, just earlier today, Michael Antonio scored 4 goals for West Ham as they beat Norwich. This was the same Michael Antonio I took out of my fantasy team a few weeks back. You might say I regret doing that, but personally, I think if I hadn't have done that, then this wouldn't have happened. Neither would have the wins against Chelsea or the draw against Newcastle, so we'd be in the relegation soon. Woo! Yeah. Sorry, there's no time for home game against Burnley. I know you're sad, oh so sad, but don't worry, we will be back soon enough for our opening group stage match. I'm just wondering. Yeah, they haven't even drawn the group stage yet. And the draw date isn't until end of August, so yeah, unfortunately I can't show you the draw, but when we come back it will be for our European debut. Yes, I could throw either the Arsenal away game or the Brighton home game in there. I know which one I'd rather do because there's one I'm more optimistic about there. Yeah. But I will see you then next episode for our European debut. Until then, thank you for. I kind of realised I never talk about what goes on in our friendlies. We won 6-0 against Maltby Vane, 3-1 away to Bradford, drew 1 away to 1-2-1 away to Crystal Palace, 1-1 away to Walsall. I don't even manage our friendlies. I just hand them over to this. But that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Why am I going like this? Yeah, thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you next time. I'm going crazy. See you next time. Goodbye.